Iron has been a vital part of human civilization for thousands of years. From tools and weapons in the Iron Age to steel structures in modern cities, iron is the backbone of industry and technology. But how is iron made, and how does it go from a raw material in the ground to the iron and steel we use every day? In today's video, we will show you the fascinating process of transforming iron ore into one of the most useful metals in the world. If you're already interested, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to give us that boost. Where does iron come from? The journey to creating iron begins with iron ore, which is a natural rock that contains a high percentage of iron. The most common iron ores are hematite, iron 1 oxide 3, and magnetite, multivalentfe 3014, and these ores are found in many places around the world. However, these rocks do not contain pure iron. Instead, the iron is mixed with oxygen, forming iron oxide, and this is where the extraction process begins. The ore is first mined from the earth, typically from large open pit mines, although underground mining is also used in some areas. After extraction, the iron ore is transported to a smelting facility where the extraction process begins. Step 1. The blast furnace, smelting iron. Once the iron ore reaches the smelting facility, it is fed into a massive furnace called a blast furnace. This is where the magic happens. The blast furnace can reach temperatures of over 1,500 degrees Celsius, 2,732 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt the iron ore. The blast furnace is filled with layers of iron ore, coke, a form of carbon created by heating coal, and limestone. As the coke burns, it reacts with the oxygen, producing carbon monoxide. This gas is crucial because it reduces the iron ore, breaking down the iron oxide and separating the iron from the oxygen. The basic chemical reaction that occurs in the blast furnace looks like this. Fe2O3, iron ore, plus 3CO, carbon monoxide. 2Fe, iron, plus 3CO2, carbon dioxide. As a result, pure molten iron is produced at the bottom of the furnace, while the gases and slag rise to the top. This molten iron is known as pig iron and is far from ready for use in most industries. Leave your like to help us grow and bring more videos. Step 2. Removing impurities. When the molten iron exits the blast furnace, it is still not pure iron. It still contains impurities like carbon and sulfur. To remove these impurities, the pig iron is transferred to a second furnace, usually called a basic oxygen furnace, BOF. In the BOF, pure oxygen is blown into the molten pig iron, which reacts with the carbon, burning it off and producing carbon dioxide. This reduces the carbon content in the iron, transforming it into a much purer form called steel. Steel is much more useful than raw iron because it is stronger, more flexible, and more resistant to corrosion. Step 3. Turning pig iron into steel. At this stage, the molten iron can be further refined, depending on the type of steel needed. Alloying elements like chromium, manganese, nickel, or vanadium can be added to produce different types of steel, each with unique properties for specific uses. For example, stainless steel, which is resistant to rust and corrosion, is made by adding chromium and nickel. Once the steel is refined, it can be poured into molds and cooled to create ingots, or it can be shaped through a process called continuous casting, where the molten steel is poured into a mold and quickly cooled to form billets or slabs. These can then be processed into sheets, rods, or other forms. This video definitely deserves your like. Step 4. Shaping and using steel. Now that we have steel, it can be shaped and molded into various products we use every day. Steel is extremely versatile, and it's used to make everything from car parts and construction materials to kitchen utensils and tools. Steel can undergo additional treatments like heat treatment, where it is heated and cooled in specific ways to improve its properties, such as hardness or flexibility. Rolling is another important process, where steel is passed through rollers to produce thinner sheets or longer rods, which are used in construction, manufacturing, and other industries. Step 5. The role of steel in modern society. Iron and steel are fundamental to how we build and create in the modern world. The skyscrapers in cities, the bridges we drive on, the cars we use, and even the appliances in our homes are made from iron or steel. This metal is not only strong, it is incredibly adaptable, allowing it to be used in a wide range of applications across all sectors. Fun fact: did you know that over 1.8 billion tons of steel are produced worldwide every year? Steel is so important to our global economy that it is often seen as a barometer of a country's industrial development. The process of making iron and steel is truly fascinating. From extracting iron ore to smelting and refining it in high-temperature furnaces, iron undergoes a series of steps before becoming the versatile and essential metal we use in everything from construction to technology. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, leave your like, and share with your friends. I would be very grateful.